A very good morning, students. So we have seen the light in the first session. Now today we are going to see the forward topic, and the first topic is
propagation of light. Okay, the property of light to travel in a straight line is called rectilinear propagation of light. Okay, it tries to say like this. It means light always travels in a straight path. Okay, light always travels in a straight path. So in order to understand, let us see this experiment. In diagram number 1, there you will see the girl is looking through this pipe and there is a candle over there. Okay, light reaches the eye. See what does it say? Light reaches the eye. Why light reaches the eye? Because light travels in a straight path through this pipe. Okay, now in second case, light gets blocked. It says light gets blocked because from here light travels in a straight path and it cannot penetrate this block. Okay, because of this bend, light cannot reach the eye of this girl, so this girl cannot see this light. Okay, so this experiment proves light travels in a straight path. All right, next we have application of rectilinear property of light or propagation of light. What are the application of rectilinear propagation of light? Number 1, we have it helps in the formation of shadow and is the main cause for the formation of day and night. Okay, it helps in the formation of shadow. Now we will understand how rectilinear propagation of light helps in the formation of shadow. Now look at diagram number 1. Okay, in diagram number 1, let me first do this. Okay, wait, give me some moment. Okay, now see, here the light is traveling in a straight path, and when this light strikes this tree, okay, light cannot change its path, it is always in a straight line. Okay, when this light strikes the tree, it forms a shadow on the ground. Okay, this is because of rectilinear propagation of light. In diagram number 2, you can see light is traveling in a straight line from sun towards earth. Okay, the part of the earth which is visible to the sun, okay, there will be day, and in another part, let me erase this first, in another part there is darkness, or it is night out there. So the formation of day and night, okay, formation of shadow, it is all because of rectilinear propagation of light. Next we have all right, next, eclipse occur because of rectilinear propagation of light. Okay, eclipse, we know what is eclipse. When the sun, the earth and the moon comes in a straight line, okay, either the shadow of moon falls on the earth or the shadow of earth falls on the moon. Okay, this is called eclipse. We will learn about eclipse in detail, okay, in detail later on. So this is application number 2. Next we have a pinhole camera works on the principle of rectilinear propagation of light. Okay, a pinhole camera, again regarding this pinhole camera, I'll be posting another video in detail about pinhole camera. For the time being, you all just learn another application of rectilinear propagation of light is a pinhole camera works on the principle of rectilinear propagation of light or rectilinear property of light. Okay, now we'll study in detail about shadow first. Okay, so what is shadow? Shadow is a dark area formed on the screen when a path of light is blocked by an opaque object. Okay, we know what is shadow. Suppose a light is, let me first show you diagram. Okay, suppose there is an obstacle out here, light is traveling in a straight path, okay, rectilinear propagation. If this light strikes this opaque object, a dark region will be formed on the screen or the ground. Okay, a dark region will be formed. This dark region is called shadow. Okay, this dark region is called shadow. It is a dark region formed on a screen when a path of light is blocked by an opaque object. Here you can see the formation of shadow. The path of light is blocked by tree, so shadow is formed. Okay. Now next we have what are the conditions for the formation of shadow? Okay, what are the conditions necessary to form a shadow? Number one, there should be the source of light, there should be an opaque object, and there should be a screen in which shadow is getting formed. Okay, so these are the conditions for the formation of shadow. Alright, next we will learn about the characteristics of a shadow. Okay, characteristics or the properties of a shadow. First we have, a shadow is always dark and does not depend on the color of object. The shadow which is formed, as you suppose you want to see the shadow, okay, keep an objects of different colors on the table, okay, let the light pass through them, then when you see the shadow, okay, all the shadows will be of same color, that is dark color. Okay, they will not resemble any color, they do not depend upon the color of the object. I have given you the example out here. There are three containers out here, white, red and blue. Okay, but look at the shadow, all of them have shadow of same color, that is dark color. Okay, so the shadow does not depend upon the color of the object. Next, a shadow may or may not look like the actual shape of the object. A shadow can have any shape. Okay, it depends upon the angle in which the light is coming. Okay, so the shadow, it may look like the object, it may not look like the object. Okay, if you are confused, you can look at page number 72 of your book if you are using living science physics. Okay, and number 3, the size of shadow depends on the distance of object from the source and the screen. Okay, so the size of the shadow depends upon the distance of object from the source and the screen. I have given one example out here. In first diagram out here, see, the source is close to the object, so we have bigger shadow. In this case, the source is far away from the object, so we have smaller region. Okay, small shadow, we can say like that. So the size of the shadow depends upon the distance of the source, okay, and the object from the screen. Okay, now next we will learn about the details of shadow. Okay, now in this first part we learned what is shadow, what are the conditions for the formation of shadow, what are the characteristics of shadow. We have finished that. Now we learn what are the different parts of a shadow. Okay, there are two parts. A shadow consists of two parts, umbra and penumbra. Okay, umbra and penumbra. Now we learn what is umbra and we learn what is penumbra. Umbra is a central dark region of a shadow. Okay, a central dark region of a shadow is called umbra. And penumbra, umbra is surrounded by a partially shaded region called penumbra. Okay, the dark region at the center is called umbra, and the little lighter region which covers the umbra is called penumbra. In your book you can see in page number 73. There they have clearly shown umbra and penumbra. Here also you can see. Okay, here I have given one example. You can see here. Now this is source, this is object, and there is shadow formed out here. Now the dark region is called umbra, and the little bit lighter region is called penumbra. Okay, this totally dark is umbra, and this one is little bit lighter region. Okay, it is called penumbra. So the shadow always consists of two parts, umbra and penumbra. Okay, here you can see, this is the practical image, okay, which you regularly see. Now there are two regions of the shadow. See, this is dark region and this is little bit lighter region. This dark region is called umbra, this little bit lighter region is called penumbra. Okay, so there are always two parts of a shadow, umbra and penumbra. Now as I said earlier, we will be learning about eclipse. Okay, here I will be showing you definitions and I will be telling you some important terms about eclipse. Okay, some important concepts about eclipse, but in the description I will be adding one link. Okay, if you go through that link, you will clearly understand what is eclipse. Okay, all right. Eclipse occurs when sun, earth and the moon come in same plane and align straight path. Okay, if sun, earth and moon in whatever order, okay, if sun, earth and moon comes in a straight line, sun cannot be middle, of course sun cannot be in middle. Apart from that, if sun, earth and moon comes in a straight path, okay, eclipse occurs. And there are two types of eclipses. One is called solar eclipse, another one is called lunar eclipse. Okay, there are two types of eclipses. One is called solar eclipse, another one is called lunar eclipse. Okay, in India we call it Chandra Grahan and Surya Grahan, isn't it? Surya Grahan means solar eclipse, lunar eclipse is Chandra Grahan. Okay, first we'll go with solar eclipse. It is the phenomena in which moon comes in between sun and earth and its shadow falls on earth. Okay, during solar eclipse, the part of the earth which is covered by the shadow of the moon becomes dark. Now this diagram shows a solar eclipse. What is happening out here? There's a sun, the moon and the earth, they all are in a straight path. Okay, they all are in a straight path, and moon comes in between sun and earth. Moon comes in between sun and earth. So if moon comes in between sun and earth and if they are in straight line, okay, solar eclipse occurs. Now what is happening in solar eclipse? Let us check. The light coming from the sun is blocked by the moon. The light coming from the sun is blocked by the moon and the shadow of the moon is formed on earth. The shadow of the moon is formed on the earth, and this in solar eclipse. Now what is happening out here? The light coming from the sun is blocked by the moon. The light coming from the sun is blocked by the moon and the shadow of the moon is formed on earth. Okay, the shadow of moon is formed on earth, and there are two parts. One is completely dark region. Out here you can see completely dark region, and these two area is little bit lighter region. So the completely dark region is called umbra and the lighter region is called penumbra. As I said earlier, in detail, if you want to learn in detail about solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, I'll be posting another video, or I'll be giving you the link. Okay, I'll be giving you the link of another video. You can watch it out there. Okay, now this is solar eclipse. Now look at the diagram out here. Now this is little bit clear. Okay, the light from the sun is coming and the moon blocks the light coming from the sun. Okay, the moon blocks the light coming from the sun and the shadow of the moon is formed on the earth. The shadow of the moon is formed on the earth, and there are two regions, completely dark region called umbra and little bit lighter region called penumbra. Now what is the significance of this umbra and penumbra? Okay, the region where there is umbra, there is total darkness. Even in daytime the earth will be in total darkness. Even in daytime when there is solar eclipse, the earth will be in total darkness. Okay, and in what place there will be total darkness? In umbra region. See, now right now if this is solar eclipse taking place, the region where there is total darkness out here, okay, the region where there is umbra, there will be total darkness, completely dark during day, and the region out here, the way there is penumbra, there will be little dark, okay, partially dark. So there are two parts, okay, completely dark region and partially dark region during solar eclipse. So where you can find completely dark region? In umbra. Where you can find partially dark region? In penumbra. If you have any problem, it is in page number 75. You can check in your book. Okay, now this diagram is very, very important. Alright, now we will go to lunar eclipse, Chandra Grahan. Okay, when the earth comes in between sun and the moon, the shadow of earth falls on the moon and the moon becomes invisible for some time. This is called lunar eclipse. Now in this case, what is happening? Now earth is in between moon and the sun. Sun is here, moon is here, earth is in between. Now what is happening? The light coming from the sun is blocked by the earth. The light coming from the sun is blocked by the earth. Okay, so the shadow of earth falls on the moon. The shadow of earth falls on the moon. So moon becomes invisible, isn't it? Moon becomes invisible because the shadow of earth falls on the moon. We cannot see the moon at that time. This is called lunar eclipse. Okay, it is called lunar eclipse. Now there will be different total lunar and partial lunar. There is a term called total lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse. In this region, the moon is completely in umbra region of the earth. This is umbra, this is penumbra, isn't it? Right now the moon is in umbra, so there will be total lunar eclipse. If the moon is out here, it will be called partial lunar eclipse. Okay, if the moon is out here, it will be called partial lunar eclipse. I think this is all for lunar eclipse, and as I told earlier, if you have any problem, I'll be giving you another link, okay, where you can watch about lunar eclipse and solar eclipse properly.